Well, here's to your false god of ownership, okay? You've built him from the bones of your ancestors, haven't you? Don't lie. You have built this false god of ownership from the bones of your ancestors, haven't you? This god of ownership. This gilded corpse you carry through the centuries like a relic, trembling at the thought of letting him fail. Or fall. You polish his name with your fear. You mistake his silence for approval, yet if you could hear what I hear when I stand before him, that deep, empty hum of nothingness where mercy should live, you would know what I know. That your God is a hollow construct of convenience, a master sculpted by cowards who feared the taste of their own freedom. He is not divine, he is devised. And yet you serve him. You serve him whatever he wants. Kneeling before your reflections like dogs trained to bite their own tails. Ah, it's so sad. Ownership, that glittering illusion, has made you beggars, not kings. It has turned your devotion into a market, and your morality is into a weapon. You think you own what you touch, but it is what you touch that owns you. Every house you steal, every child you silence, every soul you leash to the altar of obedience, each act buries you deeper in the dust. You mistake dominion for destiny, and that is your greatest blasphemy. Note to self. They don't understand the difference between owning and holding, between power and stewardship, between existing and belonging. Faith, now I've come to see, is not a belief, but inertia. A collective delusion, so old it feels like inheritance, so thick it coats the lungs. When I breathe, I choke on the weight of other people's certainty. What is faith when it serves only to justify hunger? What is religion but the perfume of power masking the stench of exploitation? Is it a theater? A centuries-long performance of control, choreographed by the same hands that once carved whips from bone? And yet you, my killers, my watchers, my tired priests of violence, call it holy. When I ask why you follow, you recite the same script, because it's what we've always done. Because the chain is comfort. Because obedience feels like purpose. And in your monotone faith, you forget the oldest truth. That every empire dies the moment it begins to worship itself. Look around you now. Your city's built on debt. Your gods built on bodies. Your peace purchased through perpetual war. You are worshipping your own extinction and you call it civilization. Oh God, note to self, if I die, they will say I was mad. They always say that about those who hold the mirror too long. Who owns your owner? Who owns your owner? Who owns your owner? I ask it not as mockery, but as diagnosis. For if he truly existed, he would not need your worship. He would not feed on the corpses of dissenters or the silence of the afraid, but your God is greedy, and greed is not divine. It is mechanical, predictable, blind. It turns even the most beautiful souls, Iranian poets, the women with eyes like dusk, the men who once built gardens in the desert, into hollow missionaries of despair. It makes you believe that cruelty is discipline, that starvation is sanctity, that to kill in his name is to cleanse the world. Spit on your grave, and so will your owner will spit on your grave before I will. So you choose silence. But your God cannot survive in daylight. He dissolves in transparency. That is why you hide him behind bureaucracy, behind religion, behind national pride and cultural reverence. You keep him in the dark because the light would make him unforgivable. And you know this. You always have. So you choose silence. And silence it as it is, and silence as it has always been, is complicity through omission. The old philosophers warned of this. From Plato's cave to Aaron's banality of evil, the failure to speak becomes the architecture of tyranny. You are the keepers of that silence. Every time you turn away, You worship your own cowardice. Every time you say nothing, you renew your covenant with the false god of ownership. Boo. Note to self, light is not mercy. Light is exposure. Light makes monsters real. And I, standing here, starved, exiled, surrounded by your half-believers and empty threats, have become what your God fears most. The unowned, the unsilenced, the unbeholden. My survival is not proof of my strength, but of your weakness. The proof that your machinery cannot consume what will not consent. You are frightened, not of my rebellion, but of my indifference to your control. I am not yours. That is the only hearsay that matters. Note to self, I will not be inherited, even by death. Oh, dear God, false ownership, oh, I pity thee. Truly, eternally, you are nothing more than these devout disciples of death. Dear Kardashian army. Am I getting close to the final boss yet? It feels like Zelda, an endless horde of the soulless of the soul, the sellouts. How proud will you be when you kill me? What victory lies in murdering the mirror? If I see no faith, no purpose, only the cult of consumption, what Jay Croce in 2019 called possession and the violent sovereignty of the self-made God. You kill not to win, but to feel something that reminds you of being alive, and so you call yourselves soldiers of order, but you are merely servants of entropy. Every wound you inflict becomes a hymn in your own owner's gospel of erasure, and every tear you shed is a tax paid to the god of ownership. Who do you really get on your knees for, Kardashians?